What's up, everybody? I'm Jordy, and these are my Marquee memories. Last summer, I played Lollapalooza, which was a festival that I had been going to as a fan for many, many years. And coincidentally, one of my favorite artists in the world was playing Lollapalooza as well. Her name is Fletcher. And I was lucky enough to catch her after show at Talia Hall in Chicago, which is one of my favorite venues in Chicago. I have been a fan for a while, so being able to see that show for the first time was so special. And I feel like her show leans more like rock, which I love, and I was lucky enough to meet her after and chat for a little bit and give her a big squeeze. And now she's kind of a friend, and I'm really grateful for that because I look up to her in so many ways. I will never, ever, ever forget that show experience. Her vocal ability is so insane. I love that she's a true vocalist, not just an amazing songwriter. Really inspiring for me to watch, and I feel like I've been able to take away a lot of tips and tricks just by watching her perform. I Know a Place was definitely the first song I had heard. There was an a cappella group in college that covered it, and I was like, oh my God, what is this song? So I had to look it up, and then I did a deep dive, and I found Muna. I just am obsessed with their sound. It's giving kind of 80s throwback, but with a modern pop twist. And they're queer, and they're just iconic and legendary, and they put on an amazing show. I think that there's an element to them where they just look comfortable and cool. I just want to be cool like Muna. That's my goal, is to be as cool as them. But there's a confidence, there's an aura to them that I just aspire to have. So I think that the way they carry themselves, they're rock stars. I have seen Avril Lavigne a couple of times throughout my life, and she was my very, very first concert. My dad took me, and I, from the get-go, was very into pop music, from a very young age, and my dad had always been a very rock and roll kind of guy, so Avril was where we met in the middle, and that was a way for us to bond. So he got us tickets to see her in Chicago, and I will never forget it. I was probably in the nosebleeds, but I still remember looking down on stage being oh my God, she looked at me, she totally looked at me, and it was so exciting for me. She was so forward with her feelings, and she was so bold and cool, and she was all the things I wanted to be at that age. Fast forward 20 years, I recently saw her in Los Angeles at the Forum, and to look around the stadium and hearing everybody sing along to these songs that we grew up with, it was so nostalgic. I love Anything But Ordinary. That's one of my favorite Avril songs. I love I'm With You. I mean, Complicated is a song that I actually covered during my live show for a while, so Complicated is a very special song for me. She's a rock chick. I mean, my music leans very pop, but I also love leaning my show a little rock. I love having live electric guitar. I love having live drums. Just seeing how she owns the stage, and she's a rock chick. It's everything to me, and I aspire to be like that too. Thanks for listening to my Marquee memories, and come see me on tour to make some of your own.